people don't understand cinematography at all. Well, this was a really great trip I took with my family, my wife, Pam, and my son and daughter, Logan and Emily, and my brother Seth and his wife Valerie came along. We have, I'm driving a 2001 Honda 4-track 350, and I have Emily on behind me. It's the roughest riding of the three, and that's why my wife's on with my son in a Yamaha Grizzly, a beautiful machine. And my brother and his wife have a 700 Pioneer, another really nice machine. We picked a real nice day for it, and we're going to go out through to Chapmanville and then on through to the second Eliott Beaver Pond and then on through to Trout Brook Lake, and we're going to end up at Craig Brook Falls, a really beautiful spot in the woods. Nice little waterfall, and we're going to probably cook a hot dog there. Right now we're heading up over the hill, Mitchell Hill maybe it's called. It's the Mitchell Hill Road, so this road right here was kind of improved a couple of years ago. It used to be quite a technical trail, but we go up over the hill and down into Chapmanville. It was a beautiful viewpoint here after they clear cut it, but the bushes have grown up now so you can't see much. But it's one of the highest spots in the area. I've got the sound of the machines turned down there because the wind noise is quite bad. Here we are down in Chapmanville, down on the Hall Road, and we're just about to turn up the Blowdown Brook Road, and we're going to pay a visit to the Chapmanville Cemetery. You're going to sign the guest book? This cemetery was restored in July 2006 by the Skedaddle Ridge Trails people in memory of the families who settled Chapmanville in the early 1800s. These people cleared the land, built their homes, endured many hardships and severe winters. There are 4 of the Gilbert Freeman family buried in this lot. 2 of the Quinn family were buried in the Quinn Place, Lot 55, Range 6. Chapmanville graveyard. Oh, I'm a little bit nervous about doing this. This is my first attempt at a voiceover on one of my videos. My actual cameras have not that great of audio on them. It's a real budget operation here, but I do have some sound equipment to do voiceovers, so I'm trying this. We'll see how we like it here. This right here is a blowdown road, Blowdown Brook Road. First time I was through it a few years ago, it lived up to its name. There were about 5 blowdowns on it, but we managed to get through it. It's a real pretty trail. When there's no trees down across it, it's an easy trail if you're new to 4-wheeling. And it'll take you down up through to the lower Eliott Brook Road, which is where we are right now. Blowdown Brook. As I was saying, you can really hear the wind noise, so I've tried to keep it toned down most of the time. I find it annoying anyway. I don't know about anyone else listening. Any luck? Here's the main Eliott stream right here. Yeah. August. Yeah. It's August fishing right now, which isn't the best usually. Here's the trail into Second Eliott. There's an old bridge there on the right. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's all overgrown and it's too dangerous to cross. Ouch! He hit his tow hitch there at the back there. These woods roads are always changing. I think this was one of the main routes at one time, but there's a rest stop on it. But I think it gets bypassed a lot of times now. They're always building new roads, and the old roads get abandoned or fall into disuse. Anyway, here we are at Everett Rest Stop, Second Eliott Brook, and there's a beaver pond down there that Seth wants to try. Little piece of water. It's the Second Eliott. Yeah. This is Second Eliott Brook. We just cook them up with a hot dog. It's a fishing competition. That's the audience. Oh, you got one. Nice looking one too. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Part of them anyway. I don't. Yeah, I don't have a wide enough angle lens to get them all. Don't let them pull you in. Okay, bring them out if you can. If you can. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Not a bad. That's a nice pan trout. Hold them up.
I'm going to try another one here.
Yeah.
General time. Somebody hang on to this here for a minute.
There used to be a bridge here, but the beavers made short work of that. But there is a ford across the second Eliott. It's a little bit rough, but no problem with the four-wheeler. The old 2001 Honda I have it rides rough, but it's very nimble. It'll go just about anywhere. It's full-time four-wheel drive, so it handles like an ugly bear and rides like a buckboard wagon, but it works really good. I bought it about 7 years ago, and I put about 13,000 kilometers on it, and it still doesn't burn a drop of oil, so it's a pretty good machine. I'm kind of a Honda guy anyway. My son has a Honda 420, and it's a good machine too, but even the best machines will only take so much, and his is down for some minor repairs, so he borrowed his buddy's Yamaha Grizzly, and it's a beautiful machine too. It rides like a feather bed, which is nice. I don't know that it has the handling of a Honda, but that's a matter of opinion. It sure did the job today, and this little trip here. My wife wouldn't get on with me at all. I have my daughter on behind me. She's on the nice riding machine. But they all have their faults, I guess. Now up ahead we'll see the disadvantage of the side-by-side. So we had a small problem up here. And there you see it. You'll see a lot of bugs and flies and stuff going across the screen here in this video, but one thing about it, they weren't really biting. They were just flying around, so that was good. I don't think any of us had to put on any fly dope. But that's August. If it was June, ooh. Height restrictions going through these tunnels. I could have got off and helped, but yeah, I could have got off and helped, but I always figure too many cooks spoil the broth. They'll figure it out. And they did.
What are you looking for, Loeb?
My sunglasses.
Ooh. Crunch. Sunglasses.
He found them okay.
Valerie, smile.
This was another beautiful little trail through the woods. I love trails like this, or you can just kind of meander through them, and the woods is scenery enough, I guess, for me. I'm old enough to remember when some of these trails were big logging roads, but they soon go back to the woods they started from. And you get used to them being this way, and just then they come in and they start cutting again, and some of this woods is starting to look quite mature, so it's always changing out here. Here's a nice little campsite. I'm not sure, that might have been the site of a camp. I can't remember for sure. And we've come back out onto the Eliott Brook Road, the upper one. It goes through to the Tag Brook Road and hooks on to the East Branch Road and the Birch Ridge Road. Here we're coming down onto the Eliott, quite a ways up from the last time we saw it.
This is Eliott Brook, a little ways upstream. Milo's old logging camp was just up there, just a few hundred yards. And then a mile or two up there is Avery's camp.
These are old places that play in my memory all the time. Places from my childhood. Dad used to take us out around here. Now we're on the start of the Birch Ridge Road, and we're going up the Eliott Brook Valley, pretty well up to its source. And we're going to visit a camp up there. It's owned by Jerry Cox now, but his uncle built it. His uncle and my dad built it back in '72, and it replaced an older camp that Avery DeMerchant had built out there, probably back in the 50s. First time I was out there, I was about 4 years old. That's been a long time ago. Here we're coming down to the camp, and you'll see that the Eliott Brook is just a little tiny rivulet up here. Right there straight ahead, there used to be an old logging camp. Back when I was small, I remember it. And it was abandoned then.
Used to be a big beaver pond there.
Pretty small stream.
Some of these fancier places have restroom facilities. You have to go.
Now we'll go over to Trout Brook Lake. It used to take probably half an hour, or back in the old days, about 2 beer. I was a kid, but just watching the grown-ups. Used to take a while to get over there, but it doesn't take very long now. This superseded an older camp owned by Murray Nixon. This is owned by the Harveys here. It's a pretty fabulous camp. There's where they get their drinking water. And there's Trout Brook Lake, which is really just a beaver pond, but it's been there for a long time. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I think someone just stepped into a hornet's nest. I think he only got stung twice. Here we are going out to the upper tip of the Birch Ridge Road, as it's known now. This was clear cut just a few years ago, just starting to grow up. And we're on to the East Branch Road now, the East Branch of the Muncourt. Road to nowhere. There's the old road up through the Eliott. Pretty well grown up. Here's the East Branch right here. Only a mile or two from its source. It's all spring fed, so there's a lot of little rivulets go into it.
There's the East Branch of the Muncourt. Big stream, isn't it?
So we'll carry on down here. If you're into snowmobiling, there's one of the big warming huts is at the end of this road, the East Branch warming hut. It's an old converted Day and Ross trailer, and it's quite an establishment. Got his and hers outhouses and everything. Quite fancy. You kind of have to watch yourself going on these roads, because you could run into tractor trailer logging trucks. And there's the East Branch.
And we're going
Yeah,
into
like I said.
Randall Road.
I've been traveling this Randall Brook Road since I was about 3 or 4 years old. Dad and Mom would take us out through here, and we'd go out through to Trout Brook Lake and Eliott Brook out to Avery's Camp. And so it's an old familiar road to me. It's kind of a pretty drive, especially in the fall. A lot of these are maples and beeches, and the colors are spectacular. I've driven out through here when you could go about 5 miles an hour, and that was it. It was a pretty rough trail back in the early 60s. But you could take a car out through here now. And we're going to turn into the Craig Brook Road here now.
I don't think anyone takes too much interest in the old corn camp anymore. Looks of it.
I remember we camped out here back in, I was just 7 years old, I believe, and we camped right out to Craig Brook. And the bridge was out at that time. It had fallen into the brook, and we tented right on the road. And it rained like you wouldn't believe.
Perhaps used to have
This
a
was about
lumber
where we tended, right down there to the
right
left.
there
It was
60 years ago.
it was cleared out then. There's
Here is Craig Brook.
oh wait here.
It meets the North Branch just down there just a little way.
There's a sugar bush up in here just a little ways, and they've improved the road considerably from what it used to be. So now we'll go up to Craig Brook Falls. This is a nice little trail. It's fairly new. I suspect there was an old woods road here at one time, but it's just been cleared out in the last, maybe 10 years or so. At one time you could go up the other side of the stream, but that road must be completely disused by now.
Craig Brook Falls. Or the left-hand side, anyway.
There's a cascading waterfall on the other side. We won't go there today because I don't have any footwear to. You're gonna get your feet wet to go over there. They made a nice little stop right here. I think it's quite popular. There's a bench or two and a little fireplace. It's a nice spot to stop and have a bite to eat, which is what we are going to do. And we're going to have a look at the waterfall. Parking lot's still a little rough. They haven't paved it yet.
And we're at the Craig Brook Falls restaurant. Looks like there's lots of tables. Oh, the Craig Brook Falls area. Little spot right up above the falls where I'm going to have a hot dog, I guess. This is Craig Brook right here. That's looking down towards the top of the waterfall. That's a pretty little stream. We'll have a look at the waterfall here in a few minutes. Fire's ready.
Quick and easy. I know it's not a campfire, but it's summertime and dry.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
You have a red hot dog. Do you have any more of those?
There's two in there. You can have this one. I'd rather have a regular one.
I'd love to
I'll
have a
trade
red
you one.
Okay.
There's lots of,
I'll trade you the whole pack of regular ones.
we only have 3 hot dogs.
Yeah,
3
we
red
just
ones.
about cried when I told him we were having red hot dogs.
I bought a big, I should have bought more. I think I'm on video.
I wonder if the people over in Maine come over to get our
Where'd you
hot
get those
dogs.
fish? Right out the brook. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Well, that's pretty good. You'll have a feed of fish to take home with you. Here, here's the. Yeah, that's the plan. Just a nice Craig Brook pan trout.
Well, if I had him skinned.
Yeah. Take the scales off them.
Everyone borrows my jackknife.
Is that a 2x12 board, is it? Yeah, I thought so. Well, we'll head down to the top of the falls here. Quite a path here now. Used to be a pretty hard spot to get to, but modern times. Just thronged with tourists now. Ma'am, have you just been to the falls?
I don't speak English.
You don't speak English? You speak Moncordese? Oh, look at him there.
This place has always fascinated me. I'm easily fascinated. They used to actually drive logs down through here. Or that's what I've been told. This is where I usually fall in, but I didn't this time.
Craig Brook Falls. This is September 14th, right? 2021. We've had about 5 inches of rain. So there's lots of water going down through it. Yeah. Here's my brother Jim. First time he's ever seen such a spectacular sight.
Yeah, I'm proud to be here.
I'm proud to be here. World famous Craig Brook Falls. Even without a waterfall.
I bring all my friends and family out here.
Nice little path. Very successful trip. We've had a feed of hot dogs and caught a few fish and had a nice ride. Craig Brook Falls. This is May of 2021.
This was a good chance to use up all my old footage. That's a beautiful stream.
Oh my! Wow! We left you. Oh, come in. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, we shouldn't have left you. Yeah. Yes, we shouldn't have left you. Oh.